Are you fearing CSAT? Well, CSAT reality check is very important. The CSAT's reality check is important because good students also fail, and that is very concerning. Now, how do you fix it? In next 10 minutes, I'm going to help you and navigate, and you have to change your approach towards CSAT. You're taking it easy. Believe me, this is not going to work. Next 10 minutes will change the way you approach preparation, also the way you approach CSAT strategy, because that will eventually help you to leverage and reach the next level. Now, every year, brilliant GS students fail because of CSAT, not because CSAT is tough, because they take it lightly. Well, I'm an engineer. I know maths. Okay? This is what I've been doing in last maybe so many years, and maybe I'll do it. And in the end, you make mistakes. I have seen students failing because things do not work. My own student, Smriti Misra, All India rank 4, she cracked GS part very thoroughly in the second attempt, but she could not clear the cutoff of the CSAT. I'm not saying that she was not capable. Maybe she did not give the enough attention that CSAT was needing it. I have seen the scorecard. She got 120 in GS, but in CSAT was not qualifying. Can you believe it? This is the reality. So CSAT is qualifying, but remember, elimination is ruthless. You have to get net how much? 67. But you need to target 80, 85, because on a bad day also, you should be able to clear the cutoff. Okay, one bad CSAT hour can cost you your 1.5 years of UPSC effort, because it usually takes 12 to 15 months minimum to prepare for UPSC CSE examination. And if you accelerate the learning process, again, 9 to 12 months is very needed. So let's understand the CSAT killers. What are the 5 reasons which actually impact the CSAT? And the first reason is overconfidence trap. Now, most of the aspirants who prepare, they are overconfident. They feel that, okay, it's just an aptitude. It's an exam which I can do relatively better. Okay, no result, no practice, and you just practice on the final day. You practice in the last 2 weeks. You check PYQs and you check the questions and you feel, okay, this is the first overconfidence trap. Don't be overconfident. First thing. The second is wrong question selection. Out of 80 questions, you have to have a net score of 27. Eventually, 27 should be the net score. That means including the negative marks. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that out of this, you have to identify the easy ones, the simple ones. Because there are easy ones, but you take it personally. You feel that this is maths, I can solve it, and you go on and on and spend on the question. Okay? The student attempt everything. Toppers attempt only what they can solve in 60 to 90 minutes. So, remember this window. 1.5 minutes is the window in which I have to solve the question of. That is very important. So, wrong question selection. And how do you identify which question is right? That will come through practice. Because you can see things, you can observe. Just by looking at the question, you can tell whether I can solve it or not. This is very important to understand. And for that, a lot of regular practice is needed. In fact, I would say just follow PYQs of last maybe 10 years, 15 years. Nothing else. You don't need any material. You can go follow the backward approach also. And today through chat, GPT and AI, you can just look at the solution also. You can just have a key. You don't need any booklet and material, remember. You can follow one basic book just for the reference, but that is what I would advise. The third is poor time management, very important. Okay, so what happens that you invest a lot in the comprehension, you invest in the tough maths question, you are investing 5 to 10 minutes, maybe many times you spend 5 minutes on one question because you feel that you can solve it, but it is just there, but you are not able to reach it. Now this is something that has to be avoided. Okay, time management will come through practice and improvisation, and also knowing your strength and weaknesses. The elimination skill. CSAT is not only solve, it's also about elimination. Now, elimination means if I take reasoning, you can use your logic, comprehension, interpretation, critical approach. You can identify that this will not work. Okay? No exam simulation. They never practice CSAT under 2-hour pressure. Practice under 40 minutes pressure. Practice under 2-hour pressure. Okay? If you feel you can't study for 2 hours, or give test for 2 hours, pick a section of PYQ, put a timer, 40 minutes, and solve it. Just revise the basic mathematics, see PYQs of last 10 years, put a timer and try to solve it. And you should be able to do that. So this is very important to understand that exam simulation is very important for preparation. So these are 5 silent killers that will take away your CSAT and that will impact your journey. Okay? Can we just recap it? Let's recap it. Okay, let's recap it. The first is overconfidence. Second is wrong question selection. Third is poor time management. Fourth is lack of elimination skill. And fifth is no exam simulation. These are 5 CSAT killers that can impact you. Then ask students. I'm asking my students to identify themselves. Ask yourself, where is the problem? So when you look at it, identify who you are. Just let's go back in the last 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Okay, are you math strong? Are you engineer? Do you like maths? Okay, so that means you are comfortable in the mathematics section, the quantitative section. You waste time on tough problems. There's a risk. So you have to identify the simple ones, the easy ones, the moderate ones. The tough ones have to be eliminated. You can be English strong. You come from a good English medium background. You're a top-notch student of your due. You have done well, and that means comprehension becomes comfortable. But here, you tend to overread. You want to follow slow speed. So this is another category of people. And then there are people who do relatively better maths. Relatively English is also okay. So both are average, and they need selection discipline. They need to identify the simple ones and the moderate ones. The tough ones have to avoid it entirely. Out of 80, you just need to solve 45 questions, 45, 47. Don't breach 50. Focus more on the accuracy part. Try to target 85, 90 score. Now that is what you should be looking at. And UPSC will give you opportunity. But you don't practice and you take it very easy. The next is the last category is the weak. Now let's say you are weak in maths. You have to weak in English also. And then this is high. You are driven by fear, you want to join some coaching here and there. Now here you need safe strategy where you can just target 27, 28 or 30. You need to reach this barrier. Okay, so CSAT is not about brilliance. It is about choosing the right battle, right approach, right elimination, right practices, right filtering, right selection of questions, time management, right approach, and believing in yourself that CSAT is under your reach. Don't wait for last 1 month because by that time it is going to be very late. This is what I want to tell you all, that all the students who are preparing for CSAT, what do you do? Okay, so there is an assignment for all of you. And before going ahead, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, come to my inner circle sessions and see the brilliance, see the magic happening there, because I'm going to cover current affair for UPSC Prelims 2026, the topics, even the market sources. I'm going to go identify them, filter them and share with you. You don't have to worry about, don't have to. So that is what I'm going to share with you, but you have to invest wisely to understand it. What do you do? So let's say you can take any guide or handbook in the market, there are many of them, and just solve the basic theory practice. If you are in the coaching, you can just, there are handouts are there, do that. Then you go directly to the PYQ, try to see the questions, solve them, and step by step and you solve them step by step, just solve the section, one section now. And start with the basic question. For example, percentages, arithmetic, the questions which are solvable, the easy ones, the moderate ones. The tough ones can be listed for later. The same you can try for reading comprehension. Just revise, do some theory of reading comprehension and go and practice PYQ. Let's say you covered it and practice it. Then you'll identify where is the problem. And then you need to come back to the primary source again, fix that and go back and try and test again. Do this cycle for next 3-4 months, maybe at max, I would say 10 hours per week is what I would advise students. That will make a huge difference. You can take a preparation. It is my advice to all of you to do that. Okay. Now next is, the first phase would be understand. Now what you have to do is that you have to understand how the exam is changing, and there's a brutal reality. Trend is changing. We are going towards tough questions on permutation, combination. Okay. The question level is going up. The second is good student trap. Engineers and math knowledge student, they believe that they overspend on time. They know basic mathematics. That is what you tell yourself, and you tend to overdo that. The psychology failure. Okay. Now there is a lot of panic in the paper 2, and why? Because many times you have paper 1 is not gone good, and thereby the panic sets in. So this is the brutal preparation reality which everybody has to go through. Understand the trend, be logical. Don't spend time on the questions, and try to overcome the failure approach. Then the phase 2 would be, you have to fix, there are 4 pillar strategy which you have to do, because you know the problems of a good student. Now 730 mastery is that what I'm trying is that just try to solve 70% of the question. Eliminate the 30%. You can focus heavily on topics which are higher and rewarding. You can focus on number system, percentages, and profit and loss. Okay, and these are backbone of the quant section. Though other topics can also come, but these are topics where always you will get comfortable. At least few questions would be. Don't go to solve all 80 questions. You need to solve 27 net. Aim for 45, 50 high accuracy attempt. The next is reading comprehension, safety net. You don't read. You have stopped reading newspapers. You are following market guide, market material. Completely avoid it. You have to read 1 or 2 articles every day. You have to, you can actually coach yourself and do that. Practice the central message. Logical corollaries. Avoid and bring out outside knowledge. When you solve, and for that you have to attend sessions. You don't bring the knowledge from outside because that will impact the RC. Then the Sunday ritual. A lot of people tell that you can follow. I say 10 hours per week. 10 hours per week. Okay, you can devote 2-hour slot per day, 5 days a week, or you can dedicate 1 full day and focus only on the PYQs. Focus only on, first read the theory, understand the concept, revise it, and then go to PYQs. Okay, and then time management, you just have to follow in. If you don't solve a question in 60 seconds, skip it. If you feel that you can solve in the next maybe 30 or 60 seconds, then go ahead. Okay, round wise. Round 1 is easy RC, basic reading. Round 2 is core quant. Round 3 is only if the time permits. These are multiple ways, and remember, every student is different. So what will work for you might not work for somebody else. So let's identify that. So we need to identify first identify the question I can solve, the easy ones, identifying the pattern. Then that brings down the pressure because you can solve question. Second is how UPSC repeats logic. They are repeating theories. There are only limited theories from which questions can be asked. Okay, and remember, CSAT is a game of selection versus reduction rather than test of intelligence. This is not a test of intelligence. If you start doing that, it will happen. And you can also come to my inner circle session on weekly basis and see what I'm telling, and we are going to solve live quiz also. Okay, so what the 3 attempt strategy. First is sure short questions, direct comprehension, easy reasoning, basic percentages, 25-30 questions. Try to focus on 90% accuracy. That is the first stage. The second is medium level questions, next 40 minutes. The moderate, the tougher ones, the standard arithmetic, logical puzzles. So you can spend 15-20 questions and 40 minutes can be spent here. You can go up to 45-50 minutes in the first. Now this will sure shot and balance your primary accuracy in the beginning. This will consolidate the secondary accuracy. And after this maybe 1 hour, 20 minutes, 1 hour, maybe 1 hour at max. You can go to the last 20 minutes where you can focus on lengthy calculation, tricky logic, and attempt only if time permits. If you can't attempt it, skip it entirely. Maybe 1 or 2 questions at the max. So this is what you have to do. Skipping is a CSAT skill, not a yes. First 40 minutes easy question, next 40 minutes moderate question, last 40 minutes review and selective. Don't spend more than 2 minutes on a question if you're not able to solve it. That will your selection. You're getting my point. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and be regular on this channel because you'll get a lot of feed and inputs. So things there. Psychologically, you have to be in control. You have to tell yourself that I am the winner. I am going to crack the exam. I am going to overcome it, because that if you manifest that energy, you are in the action mode. But think logically, be very clear, get silent, don't make noise, do come regularly. Okay, so that is what the approach is. Thank you for watching this video till then. Good wishes. God bless you. Take care. Crack UPSC CSE in the first attempt without any overwhelm, and God bless you.